Today I'm doing my last persistence runner video. I just thought I'd run through some race prep that might help some novices who aren't altogether aware of how to prepare yourself for an ultra marathon. There are some specifics that are helpful to know, and there are some tricks that I've learned from doing Comrades before, as well as from taking part in some other endurance events like the non-stop doozy. And I also did a 125 mile, that's 200 kilometers, continuous paddling race across the UK when I lived there. So I learned a couple of tricks from doing things like that, which are very long. Yeah, it's helpful to carry some stuff with you. You don't really need very much, but if there are any specific things that you need, I would advise that you do carry them with you, like asthma pumps, for example. However, you can rely on getting a lot of stuff on the side of the road. Obviously the tables are pretty well stocked. They know what we need at the tables for the most part, and spectators along the route. The Comrades culture is very strong in the area, and people are very knowledgeable, and they will often take with them things that they think might help runners along the way. So if you need anything along the side of the road, don't be afraid to ask. I'll chat a little bit about that now, what some of the things that I do. Then I just thought I'd talk some specifics about the start in Maritzburg. Remember that the start in Maritzburg is relatively confined compared to the start in Durban. Access is a little bit limited. It takes a little bit longer to get there. The traffic's a little bit worse than it is in Durban. So just allow some extra time for that. Make sure that you leave in time. If you are coming up from Durban, remember that the toll road will be very congested. There'll be quite long traffic delays getting into Maritzburg and getting to the start. Then plan your route. Look at a map, know what roads are going to be closed, know what roads are going to be available to you to access and use, and plan it all in advance. Then prepare for the cold. You always actually hope for a pretty cold start in Maritzburg. The colder it is at the start, the colder your ambient temperature will be throughout the day. So you want to actually be freezing, so prepare for that. I'll chat to you about what I do and what I know works and keeps me warm enough during the start. Then yeah, just do what you've done before. Don't change anything. Stick to what you know, but maybe just make a couple of accommodations for the fact that you are going to run 90 kilometers and you are going to be out there all day without any access to real food. So that is also a specific consideration for Comrades Day. I've spoken a little bit about that in my nutrition videos, what I do. So if you're interested in that, look that up. But stick with what you've done before. Yeah, so let's get to it. So I've just laid out here some of the stuff that I always have packed. It's actually longer than 2 weeks to go before Comrades, and I've already got this stuff already. So let's go through my race stuff first. They're my shoes. You'll see my chip is on. Make sure that your chip is safely tied on, or however you're going to attach it onto your foot so that it can't come off. Make sure it's there. Do not forget it. No chip, no time, and if you don't have a chip, you're going to have to convince the Comrades Marathon Association somehow that you did run the race, which gets complicated. So just put it on your shoe, make sure it's there, do not take it off, don't leave it until the last day to put it on. Then I've got my socks there, which I have set aside from a long time ago. That is a relatively new pair of socks. I have run in, when I got these socks and decided that I liked them, I bought 3 pairs and saved this pair for Comrades. I have run a couple of long runs in them, and then I washed them and put them away and kept them for Comrades Day. So those are my socks all kept there. Then I've got 2 pairs of tights. You'll see there the one is so the ones underneath are compression tights. I wear compression tights, and then I wear another pair of tights over the top, which have got lots of pockets for putting things in. Then obviously I've got my club vest. Don't obviously have the numbers yet, and there is a little reference to one of the groups that I run with, Regent Harriers. Then the rest of my race kit, there's sunglasses and hat, and with my race kit I always keep lots of safety pins. So also part of the race kit is lube. So I've got a tub of Vaseline there. This product is a slightly more expensive product that I put in certain places. Then this tub of Vaseline I actually carry with me at the start, and then will hand to the first person that I know, that I see, when I take all my warm kit off, and I'll give it to them with my warm kit. Because when you take your warm shirt off, so there is the shirt that I will wear. It is an old shirt from one of the clubs that I used to run with when I was a junior, which is PDAC, Pinetown Districts Athletics Club. When I take that off, a lot of the Vaseline that I have, for example, under my arms, will go off with it. So that little tub of Vaseline that I will be carrying in my pocket will be to restock that Vaseline. Then I have a little headscarf, which I will wear at the start. It's very important to keep your head and your ears warm. If you can keep your head warm, it really does make you feel a lot warmer. On top of this cotton t-shirt, I will also probably have the traditional plastic bin bag with me, which I will probably get rid of before the actual start, before the batches move up. It's pretty cold initially, but then once the people start gathering at the start, it does get pretty warm once you're in your batch pen, and you can rely on the warmth of other runners. So some other stuff that I carry is over here. I am slightly asthmatic, so there are 2 asthma pumps there. The blue one I will carry with me at the start, and will also probably hand off along the way. Then I have eye drops. You will have noticed that I am almost always wearing sunglasses and a cap. I'm a hard contact lens wearer, so I do need to just take care of my eyes. If it's windy, it does bother my contact lenses, so I always just make sure that I pack eye drops in my race kit, and just put a couple of drops in my eyes to moisturize my eyes before I get out of the car at the start. Then another little something that is unusual, and then there's obviously also a bank bag here, which I will carry in these pockets in my shorts, and then I'll have a variety of things in there, including electrolyte tablets. This I don't carry with me the whole race. It's a kind of a cramp concoction that you can buy. I found that one works for me. It's a short-term reliever of cramp. I am a cramper. I have cramped every Comrades that I have done. It's very difficult not to get fatigued during Comrades, so yeah, it's just kind of a preemptive thing that I do. I'll pick that up if I can drop it off for somebody that I'm going to see at around about 55-60 kilometers. I will pick that little bottle up, and if I cramp, I spray it under my tongue, and it kind of helps alleviate. It doesn't alleviate it completely, but it helps with cramp for about 15-20 minutes, and then you have to spray it again. So it is a short-term thing, but it does help. Then another thing that I do also for cramp, and I'll pick this up at about 55 or 60 kilometers, is a packet, just an empty packet. So some people don't recommend this at all, but I find it works. Is that when you have cramp, if you apply ice, it does help alleviate the cramp. So I carry 2 packets. I tend to cramp in both my hamstrings on Comrades days, and I will take 2 packets and just stuff them down. As I say, I wear 2 pairs of tights, so I can just stuff the packets down in between the 2 layers of my tights, so that I have the packets with me. And then if I feel that cramp is coming on, I will start asking people on the side of the road for ice. One thing about Comrades Day is that most of the spectators are incredibly knowledgeable about what it takes to get a runner down the road, and if you start asking for something on the side of the road, you will invariably find it within a few minutes. So I just find it helpful to have the packets with me. As I say, I pick them up, anything that's designed to help me with cramp. So the packets and the bottle of cramp spray, I'll pick them up at about 55 or 60 kilometers and carry that with me the rest of the way as a preemptive measure for if the cramp does come, and it is likely to come, I've learnt. So that is just something that I do. I always wear sunglasses. It's a wind protection thing as well with my contact lenses. The one thing I don't have here packed already is sun cream. That's very important. You're going to be out there for most of the day for most of us. So yeah, some sunscreen is important. Make sure you pick something that doesn't run into your eyes. As a contact lens wearer, I'm acutely aware of what to do with that. So yeah, that's just mine's already packed. It's all going to go actually into that packet, and I'll take it all with me. The stuff that I will hand people along the way to pick up, I always just keep it with me so that I got it with me, and don't forget it. I have in the past forgotten some of it when it hasn't all been packed. So I keep it all together. These socks I will not run in. Leading up to Comrades, my kit, I've run in it before. In fact, I've run Comrades in all of that kit before. So I keep it for Comrades, and I don't need to run it leading up to the race. I know I'm confident in the stuff that I've got. I know where everything's going to go. I know how it all fits together. And if you don't have that certainty, I encourage you to go out and do a dress rehearsal with everything that you're planning to carry, and just figure out where it all goes and how it all works, remembering that your dexterity towards the end of a very long run like Comrades isn't great. So if you've got things that are difficult to open and close, just consider that in your choice of what you carry things in, and just try and preempt any problems. I know I've had it seen it before, where people carry electrolyte tablets in containers that they then can't open, and they have to ask for help. Or they have things like cramp tablets inside a little medical, like pop out things, and they don't have the dexterity and end up dropping them all over the floor. So I just avoid all of that, and containers that I know that I can get what I need out of it, and then seal it up again and put it back in my pocket where it won't be exposed to moisture. Yeah, so that's just a pre-race hint for preparation. One last thing that I forgot to chat about, along with keeping your head warm and your ears warm, is gloves. So there's a pair of gloves that I've just remembered as a result of doing this video to pop in, and it's all going to go into the packet now. Yeah, so that's just some pre-race hints, just to get your kit together so that you don't have to worry about it. Do it a few days in advance so that you can stop thinking about it. If you do remember any extra things, you just pop them into the place where you're keeping it, and then you can stop thinking about it. So there's Mosmabita Stadium in the background behind me. We'll be running there in a little while, not too long to go now. Hope you've all enjoyed the video series. If you do see me on the road, be sure to say hi. I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, good luck everybody. I am on the borderline, I think, for a bull run, so we'll have to see how it goes. I really hope I can get it this year. It's been a goal of mine for a really long time, and I'm going to go for it. So yeah, we'll see you on the road between Maritzburg and Durban. Hope the weather all turns out good. I hope it's not a day like today. I came here today specifically because it'll be a beautiful picture, but we really don't want weather like this. We want it to be sort of cool and overcast and a miserable day for photography, and we want the spectators to all be wrapped up warm on the side of the road, but not raining. So let's all hope for that on the 10th of June. And yeah, all the best. Control everything that you can control, and the rest is really up to your preparation. Good luck everyone.